All right, so it's been a minute since we've checked out Bill Burr, a legendary comedian still working today. Let's go ahead and get right into it. This one is called 80s Movies.
25 years ago, Charlie won a ticket to the most magical place on earth.
Did you guys have that? It's probably people like you guys out there, or like me, I should say. There was a lot of that when I first started comedy. People like, you never saw Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory? It's like, I didn't. We used to go to violent movies. It was funny. Like, my mother took us to fucking 2 kid movies, and she told me years later, she was like, yeah, we went to them. I just thought they were stupid.
Oh, wow. Wow. You know what's crazy is I've never seen that movie to this day. All right. It never interests me to watch it. And it's just one that I didn't see in my childhood either. But I've always known, like, the storyline because it's such a big film in American culture. So that's what's amazing here is I still haven't seen it.
I know I've told this story before. We saw For the Love of Benji, which I imagine my mother watching it was like, for the love of God, kill that fucking dog and let's get out of here. And then there was For the Love of Benji. Oh, my God. I mean, could there be a more saccharine fucking movie out there? That's like, you know, what really made like Bugs Bunny and Sesame Street, like all of those, like they knew how to entertain kids and but also kept in mind that there were adults watching the kids or within earshot, and they made it entertaining for them.
They did.
But then there's just people, they were just like, let's torture the adults and just make this 100% for the kids. And they made shit like For the Love of Benji.
Never even heard of it. And his mother is a savage. You can see where he gets it from. His crazy comedy.
It was some sort of, it was like Home Alone with like a fucking beagle or something. I don't know what it was. It was. I don't remember. I just can't imagine the poor people who had to shoot that fucking movie, trying to get that fucking dog to do whatever the hell it was supposed to do, you know. And then we saw Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, which was basically Knight Rider in a Volkswagen.
I think I've seen this. Can't remember.
So Knight Rider was cool because it had David Hasselhoff with a cool. You know, David Hasselhoff had a cool leather jacket in the 80s. Yeah, we saw those. And then the next movie we saw was some disco movie about a vampire. I can't remember. I just remember it ended with the vampire finally bit the chick on the neck, and she turned into a bat. And the final movie was, he was kind of like, yeah, sorry, I just brought you to eternal life of killing people. You know, and her line was just like, you know, I could never get my shit together by Tuesday anyways.
There is one small disadvantage.
And I was just thinking, we had some really cool shows that we grew up with. Like, I grew up watching Knight Rider, loving that show. David Hasselhoff killed that role. It was a great concept, a ridiculous concept, but a great concept for a show that we enjoy. What are the kids watching today? You know, PewDiePie.
We can only live by night.
Oh, that's all right with me. I mean, I could never really get my shit together till 7 anyway.
And that's how the movie ended. And a lot of movies ended like that. It was fucking fantastic. I was telling you guys, I watched the ending of Hooper. Spoiler alert. The guy he doesn't like apologizes to him and asks him to accept his apology. Bert turns around, looks right down the barrel of the camera, smiles at you as the audience member, and then punches the guy in the face and knocks him out. His friends all laugh. They all put their arms around each other, and they walk by the camera, and Bert looks right into the camera, gives the okay sign, and it freeze frames, and that's the end of the fucking movie.
I've never seen that. All right. He killed it for me, but I have to get this movie reaction channel launched, which I'm doing soon, because I don't get to watch a lot of film on YouTube, so I want to do some reactions to that on another channel. And some of these classics, that looks like a really, really good movie and a classic scene that he killed for me. But at least he hit me to a new movie to watch.
Now, I know that probably sounds like a shitty movie. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of it didn't age well. But, like, you got to understand what movies were before that. Like, nobody was that. I guess that was irreverent. I don't know what it was. It was fucking amazing, though. When I watched it, I was like, that's how they ended it?
Like a boss.
Also big enough to apologize. And I know you're big enough to accept. You're wrong.
And we are fucking out of here. Can you guys, because I'm watching a lot of movies lately. I don't know why. Give me your like top 5 movies all time. And
because it seems like we are just we're digressing in every category, in sports and film and music. So the best of the movies might be behind us, because even the stars that it took to forge those movies, the thing they had to go through to become these superstars. If you count how many movie stars we have today versus how many we had like in the 80s and the 90s and 2000s, it's not that many. You know, action heroes, it seems like it's a rarity. Now, the new action heroes, they don't have a lot of charisma. They don't have that John Travolta, that Samuel Jackson, that Denzel Washington. There's that thing that certain actors have, that this is why like some of the actors that are still doing it, that are like legendary, their movies sell just off their name alone because of the type of movies they do and the way they dedicate themselves to the film. So you just know you're going to see it, because a lot of actors have really good taste in the films that they accept. And now I can't remember the last time I've been to the movies or been excited to go see a film. It's been, I think Godzilla was the last film that I mean, it just took me back when I used to love, like in high school, I didn't go to parties. I went to the movie. I went to the dollar show. I went to the dollar show by myself, you know.
Top 5 what the fuck
I've seen that.
And it can even be like a what the fuck, like great ending. You know, like when Sylvester Stallone in that movie where he had the beard and the guy's like sneaking in to kill that chick washing the dishes, and then he fucking the chick turns around and it's Sylvester Stallone in drag with his like, you know, when Hulk Hogan's the bad guy, the black beard, he's got like a black beard close like that, you know, but no yellow fucking Fu Manchu blonde. That was a great ending. I remember.
Legendary Sylvester.
So anyway, we went from those movies. We saw a disco movie. If anybody can find the name of that movie, it came out about 78, 79. So when they were totally like basically exploiting disco for as much as they could. Then I think the next, what did we see? I used to know this. We saw Stripes. We saw Scarface. We saw Jaws. They brought Jaws back to theaters.
Yeah, that's another thing. They keep redoing all the movies because they're running out of ideas. You know, the people that created some of these films, like Star Wars, these geniuses. I mean, how many of them are today? Where are the new ones at? Okay, they might be out there. You guys can educate me in the comment section. If you've seen any great films this year, you know, have you seen more than 5 great films this year? Let me know. I'd be curious to know. And if so, let me know what they were. Because
Jaws 2 was coming out. I know we saw that. We saw Shocky's Machine. You know, we did see Raiders of the Lost Ark, but we didn't see Star Wars.
Never seen Star Wars.
When did I finally see Star Wars? I think I saw Star Wars when Empire Strikes Back came. When that came out, then they brought back Star Wars. But I saw Empire first, and I liked that, and I saw Star Wars. And somewhere in that, when they're out there on the desert, I checked out. Yeah, so I think that's basically what we saw. Then I just started seeing all the Brat Pack movies as I became a teenager. Breakfast Club.
I haven't seen that.
And then other ones, Weird Science and all of that.
I've seen that.
I was just off to the races with whatever the fuck I wanted to watch. But when my parents took us to movies, we went to 2 kid movies, and then it was just all Al Pacino, Burt Reynolds, Bill Murray. Just fucking insane shit that you probably shouldn't have seen at that age.
Right. The Gremlins. I remember when I was a kid, believe it or not, the movie that scared me as a kid in my neighborhood was Candyman, and for me personally, it was Attack of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's like a cult movie. It had me afraid of clowns for a minute. I'm not afraid of them now, but I didn't like clowns, and it kept me up at night. I couldn't wait to get out of the bathroom. If I had to get up really late and go to the bathroom, I was like in the middle of the night when I was a kid, terrified. It did it. So yeah, we saw a lot of stuff, on top of the shows that I watched when I was a kid, like Three's Company and Sanford and Son, all these shows that are not meant for kids, that's how we grew up. Seen this movie 100. Was that Gremlins? I don't know what that last movie was, but it looked good. Can't wait to start getting into all those 80s films, 90s, and just going back and checking out some of those old films. But anyways, if you guys like the video, do me a big favor and like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate you guys for watching. Peace.